Hello YouTube, and welcome to this review of the 2 days full body training program by Jérémy Ethier. The actual name of the program is the best full body workout for growth, so that's the overarching title. And then the name of the video that I found was the best science-based full body workout for size and strength. So first off, I review it because even though it's beyond a paywall, I have been able to just create the template directly when looking at the video because it gives you all of the movements and the sets, etc. And across the board, that's what I do on this channel for reviews. If I can find directly the program by the creator for free, I will review it even if you're supposed to pay for it. I just won't pirate anything or use PDFs. And two, if you look at that title, first off, it's a monstrosity. And secondly, it's already giving you a hint to what you're going to get into because one, it's science-based, which is it's a gimmick, it's a meme at this point, it means absolutely nothing. And two, it apparently develops size and strength. So I personally agree that you need to develop those two values together if you want to build muscle. But I think it's a little bit disingenuous because you have to specialize in one or the other if you want to be really good, especially if you're a novice. If you just try and develop both, you'll be mediocre at both. At some point, you need to specialize. But for a novice program, because this is a novice program, it's not the end of the road. So, before I jump into the review, I want to read a little something to you, which is the motto of the creator. And here goes. Every exercise you spend the time and energy to do, every lift, every routine, every calorie you watch and or restrict, unless you know that the effort is making you sweat or starve, is scientifically proven to make you look better, then in my opinion, you shouldn't be working out in the first place. I disagree with that strongly. One, because it is helping grow and raise a generation of pampered lifters that will only do things if they know that it's going to be 100% efficient. And the issue is that nothing is. It's a case-by-case thing. And if you're always waiting for the perfect workout to happen, then you're never going to work out. And consistency trumps optimization every single time. A guy who goes to the park every day, lifts some rocks, does some chin-ups, is going to have better gains at the end of the day than some guy who only shows up once a week to do his perfect squats and perfect bench because the first guy has it and the second doesn't. And that it is motivation and it is discipline. That's what's important. So I said the exact opposite. Regardless of if science agrees or not, if you do something and you see progress and results, keep doing that. Even if I disagree that it's the best thing, don't listen to me, listen to your body. He follows that up by saying it's too much time and effort to go on thoughts or opinions. Why? Life is made of decisions. It's made of applying your mind and your reason so that you can understand the environment. Why would it be too much time or effort to go on thoughts or opinions? Science is thoughts and opinions, but I'll continue because he continues also. And that's the beauty of science. Just seeing that when you close your eyes and you try and create that quote in your brain, and that's the beauty of science. I personally see in my head a bearded guy in his 30s with some remnants of soy milk at the side of his mouth, who's deeply overweight, but at least he knows a lot about science, right? He's done nothing of his life, but he knows about science. That is a terrible quote. With science, we don't have to trust opinions. Well, that's not true because a scientific paper is still an opinion. It's an opinion that is backed up by facts, but since there is no such thing as a thesis that cannot be disproven, in this case, it is still ranked as an opinion. With science, there's only facts. That's not true at all. They either work or they don't. Again, not true, because you can make a paper say whatever you want. You can skew the research. Most of the papers that people take for gospel now will be disproven within 5 years, etc. So that blind belief in science is just as stupid as the blind belief in opinions. They are both equally wrong because what matters at the end of the day is you. Which is why every one of my programs are heavily backed by scientific literature, and you will see that he's not lying, but that's not necessarily a good thing. So that you can be sure that you're indeed maximizing your efforts and taking the optimal approach towards your goal, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. The rest is not interesting. I just wanted to start with this to make you understand the point, the starting point, where that guy is coming from with his program and his science-based program, and what I'm going to make of it, because I'm going to start my review now. So, workout A. And before I start workout A, I need to let you know the split and the way it's supposed to work. So, it's a A and B day, and you're supposed to work out 3 times per week, and you do Monday workout A, Wednesday workout B, Friday workout A, Monday workout B, etc. So it's cycling. So first off, that type of template with only 2 days can become repetitive even for novices. The one good thing is that it's not always the same split, the same day on the same day of the week. So that's a good thing. 3 times a week full body is a great frequency for novices. No problem with that. I have no issues with that. After that, I have to scroll, and I'm not kidding, through pages and pages and pages of explanations as to why this exercise works, and oh, the EMG data shows that, and I say, who cares? Why do you have to explain to someone why the bench press grows the chest? Doesn't it suffice to know that it grows the chest? Same for the squat, it grows your legs. See, it took me 5 seconds. I don't have to pour hours into a paper. It grows the legs. So basically a ton of explanation that is only there to make you think, wow, you really put a lot of work in there. But then you look at the program and you realize that it's all fluff. So let's get to the actual program. Program A, you start with barbell bench press, 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps, evolving rep range, evolving set, good. Barbell back squat, 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps. Likewise, it's a similar tonnage as to the bench press, which I don't object to, it's good. I would personally swap the two. I would open with the back squat, that way you're the freshest, lower body movements, take more energy, and then you can do the bench press. It doesn't change anything, but it's more optimal in my opinion. Then you do pull-ups, 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps. That's good. Novices won't be able to do 6 to 10 reps, so they can just do whatever they can, but 3 to 4 sets is acceptable. Then lying hamstring dumbbell curls, 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Hypertrophy rep range, quote unquote, that is good, it's a lot of volume. Standing overhead press, 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps. So I understand why he put the overhead press so deep within the program, within the program for the day, maybe to give you some time to recover. And that might be because he put the bench press first. So that makes sense now. He would want to create space in between the two. But I can tell you from experience that regardless of the space in between the presses, your performance is not going to change drastically. So just having 2 exercises in between to recover is plenty. So we'll keep the overhead press there, but understand that you can move it up if you want to, and I'll show you how. Then face pulls, 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps, excellent at the end of a push day, you want to do your face pulls. Then drag curls, 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Okay. The drag curls I would replace by standard curls. The issue with drag curls is that I have found that it's an exercise that relies more on sensation and not necessarily on tension. Novices don't really need that because they already chase sensation in a sense, and therefore the standard curls are good. Drag curls can be utilized later on as a variation of the elbow flexion. So, in terms of reorganization, I like the exercise selection. It's a good exercise selection for a full body split. As I said, I would back squat first, then you barbell bench press, then you overhead press, supersetted with pull-ups, then you do your lying hamstring curls, face pulls, and drag curls in a giant set. That saves a ton of time. It's going to boost your cardiovascular system, and it's going to just allow you to get it done faster. Because for a full body day, that's going to take you quite some time. And I understand, and I personally perceive that novices don't have the best mental stamina. So that's something that you want to keep in mind too. They don't really have the ability to stay in the gym for long. In terms of physical stamina and muscular endurance, that's also a lot, but there's very few muscle groups that are being hit several times. It's not falling into the mistake or error of trying to make the novice do too much. That's a lot of volume, but it's understandable because you only train 3 times a week. That being said, you will see that the fact that there's only a day A and day B and not a day C is going to be an issue down the line. But let's move on to day B. But before that, honestly, look at that program. Does it look like something that a mad scientist created? Does it look that complicated? Did it need to be introduced with pages and pages of studies explaining to you that this took a long time to develop? Honestly, a program like this, I write in 25 minutes. And most anyone who knows how to program does the same. So why is it being sold in the first place? And two, why is it being hyped so much? The answer is that this science thing is there to camouflage and to dress it up, to make it look fancier. At the end of the day, man, it's compound movements and it's isolation. It's not rocket science. Workout B. Workout B starts with barbell deadlifts, 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps. I don't like that. I think that's too much. For novices, it's too much volume on the deadlift for the same day. It's even too much weekly volume. They really don't need that. They can do 3 sets of 3, they can do 1 set of 5, they can do 3 sets of 5 if needed, but 4 sets of 10, the issue here is that, and I didn't mention that for workout B, but I appreciate and I salute the use of evolving rep ranges for novices because the sooner they jump on them, the better, but understand also that the reason why 3x5 and 5x5 is so popular is because it's fixated and static and it's easy to guess, it's easy to progress on it because you don't have to add a rep here, add a rep there. You don't have to manipulate the sets. So it's a choice that you have to make. Some of my programs have static rep ranges, some evolving, sometimes a mix. I think that for deadlift, the deadlift especially, you don't want novices to do evolving rep ranges on them, especially when it's such high in volume and the bracket for volume is so extreme on one side of the spectrum. So I would replace that by 1 set of 5, 3 sets of 3, that works better. After that, Incline Dumbbell Press, 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 12 reps, excellent. Bulgarian Split Squat, 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps, good as well. Chest supported rows or inverted rows, 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 12, that's good. Dumbbell Lateral Raise, 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15, that's good. Incline Dumbbell Kickbacks, scratch that, it's useless. High to low chest cable flies, you can do that if you want to, if you like the sensation, but it could also be slashed if needed. So that's another full body day, that's the second full body day, and the last, because there's an A and a B, and that's the B. So for this one, I see a lot of fluff, meaning that the workout A was much better, the balance was much better in terms of compound movements, because here there's a barbell deadlift, but then not much else. Right, besides the Bulgarian split squat. So I would say that you could, on this day, if you wanted, have a squat variation or a knee flexion variation, which is technically a split squat. The problem would be, of course, that you would end up having a heavy squat on workout A, so you open the week with a heavy squat, then variations on Wednesday, then again on a heavy squat on Friday. That's the issue with full body programs that have only 2 days. It's the reason why having a C day is so important. It creates more options. It creates more possibility for volume manipulation. But here it's lacking, and that's a problem. And then the isolation movements, again, I say that I don't like seeing them here, but it's because there's too many of them in a row. So that's the reason why I would like a C day, so I could replace some of them by compounds and then move the rest. I could replace, for example, the chest flies, or I could replace the incline dumbbell press by a close grip bench and then keep that dumbbell stuff for another day, etc. And after that, the problem too is that when I see all of these isolations, I just want to make a superset, I want to make a giant set, but that would leave you with a barbell deadlift, and then you do incline dumbbell press supersetted with Bulgarian split squat, then a superset of chest supported rows, dumbbell lateral raises, and chest flies. It's not the end of the world, it's not a terrible day, but it's lacking some oomph, it's lacking some substance, and that substance would have came from a better manipulation of the compounds in the program. So that's that. That's the end of the review. And again, I really have to say, does that look like a program that took a long time to develop? Does that look like something that you need science for? I mean, I'm a dummy. I stopped going to biology class when I was 14. This is not a complicated program, and it shouldn't be because it's for novices. And I do think that this hyper-focus on science, trying to sell science and push science as much as possible at all costs, is detrimental to novices. because it gets inside their head. You could just present that program and say, hey, that's a full body for novices. It's not the best, but it's okay. Do it. And they'll make decent gains. But don't sell that as something impressive, because it truly is not. And no amount of EMG data is going to make that better, right? A good program is a good program. Even if it's written on a piece of, like on a McDonald's bag and given to you in a parking lot, it's still a good program. Just because you have a fancy website to show the program on doesn't make it good. So that's an example of such extremity. I don't recommend that program. I actually reviewed the Viking Bare Bones series recently, and they have a full body program for novices that I liked much better. So I would tell you to actually go and do that one, or jump on my novice program if you want to. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.